dear students. Welcome to Dep Ed Hour. This is your Kamapemilia teacher Antline from Santo Domingo National Trade School, District of Santo Domingo, Division of Nueva Ecija. Let us learn and explore the beauty of colors, creativity, and imagination. So what are we waiting for? Arts na! But before we proceed to our lesson, let us first dive into our objectives. Number 1. To trace the external and internal influences that are reflected in the design of an artwork and in the making of a craft. Number 2. Create crafts that can be locally assembled with local materials, guided by local traditional techniques. Number 3. Derive elements from traditions, history of a community for one's artwork. Number 4. To show the relationship of the development of crafts in specific countries in East Asia according to functionality, traditional specialized expertise, and availability of resources. And show the commonalities and differences of the cultures of the East Asian countries in the relation to Philippine culture.
Previous lesson, we have learned about the elements and principles of arts and crafts in East Asia, such as calligraphy, woodblock printing, Peking opera, kabuki makeup of Japan, Korean mask, and origami that marked a great contribution to the world of arts.
So, before we proceed, let us have a pre-assessment if you have a prior knowledge with our new lesson.
Read each item carefully and choose the letter of the correct answer that corresponds to the given statement or situation. Write your answer in a sheet of paper. Number 1. The main focus of this calligraphy is simplicity, beauty, and the connection between body and mind. Letter A. Japanese calligraphy. B. Korean calligraphy. C. Chinese calligraphy. Or D. Taiwanese calligraphy.
The answer is letter A, Japanese calligraphy.
Number 2, it is the alphabet of Korea. A. Hiragana, B. Katakana, C. Hangul, or D. Hanja.
Correct answer is letter C, Hangul.
Number 3, in China, there is a way of appreciating painting. What is the word they use to express their opinion about the painting? A. Dochan, B. Duhua, C. Shaocheng, or D. Ducheng.
Correct answer is letter B, Duhua.
Number 4, in China, the art is regarded color as blank. A. As an idea, B. Distraction, C. Hobby, or D. Symbol.
The answer is B, distraction.
Last number, it is done with different colors in accordance with the performing character's personality and historical assessment. A. Kumadori, B. Jing Julian Po, C. Sheng, or D. Lian Po.
The answer is B, Jingju Lian Po.
Today, we are going to determine the differences and commonalities of selected artworks and artifacts of China, Japan, and Korea, such as calligraphy, landscape painting, theater arts, knot tying, and origami. Let us first talk about calligraphy. Chinese calligraphy is the writing of Chinese characters as an art form, combining purely visual art and interpretation of the literary meaning. This type of expression has been widely practiced in China and has been generally held in high esteem across East Asia. Japanese calligraphy. Its main focus is simplicity, beauty, and connection between mind and body. The art of Japanese calligraphy dates back around the 6th century when it was introduced from China. Korean calligraphy. Although a large part of Korean calligraphy was influenced by Chinese calligraphers, it has evolved today to have some unique features of its own. For one, Korean calligraphy is no longer limited to the use of Chinese characters known as hanja. Since the invention of the Hangul alphabet, Korean calligraphers have begun developing styles using Hangul. Let us now proceed to the next topic, which is landscape painting. The term for landscape paintings in East Asia translates as mountains and water because landscapes always feature these two elements, often in the form of a grand mountain peak and a waterfall, or rolling hills along a river. They also consider the three concepts of their arts: nature, heaven, and humankind, or yin-yang. Chinese landscape painting are strongly influenced by Taoist and Buddhist philosophy. The vast landscape in these paintings represent the vastness of the universe. The way of appreciating a Chinese painting is often expressed by the words duhua, or to read a painting. Japanese landscape painting is one of the oldest and most highly refined of the Japanese arts, encompassing a wide variety of genre and styles. Japanese paintings have been influenced by Chinese paintings since the 6th and 7th centuries, where Japanese tombs were decorated similar to those in continental Asia. Korean landscape painting. Generally, the history of Korean landscape painting is dated to approximately 108 CE when it first appears as an independent form. Korean art was strongly influenced by Chinese art and the exchange of cultural influences between the two regions. Unique developments occurred which reflected the political and social circumstances of the Korean people. Now, let us proceed to theater arts. Peking opera in China. This is Jingju Lianpu. It is done with different colors in accordance with the performing character's personality and historical assessment. The hero type characters are normally painted in relative simple colors, whereas enemies, bandits, rebels, and others have more complicated designs on their faces. Sheng is the main male role in Peking opera. Dan refers to any female role in Peking opera, and Jing is a painted face male role in Peking opera. Lian po is a Korean mask. The reddish-purple face likewise shows a just and noble character. Next is the Kabuki theater of Japan. Kabuki is a traditional Japanese popular drama with singing and dancing performed in a highly stylized manner. It is from the word ka means song, bu means dance, and ki means skill. Now let us proceed to the next topic, which is knot tying. Meidup. A decorative knotwork is known as meidup or cold dore or double connection knot, often called Korean knotwork or Korean knots. Kano musubi. It emphasizes on braids and focuses on individual knots. It is used in the pouches of lucky amulets at shrines. Zhongguo is the Chinese decorative handicraft art that began as a form of Chinese folk art in the Tang and Song dynasty in China. Now let us proceed to origami. Origami started in the 17th century AD and was popularized intentionally in the mid-1900s. It eventually evolved into a modern art form. Origami has come to be appreciated not only as a fun hobby, but also as a traditional art in Japan. One of it is a crane. It is considered auspicious in Japan as a traditional symbol of longevity. An ancient Japanese legend promises that anyone who folds 1,000 origami cranes will be granted a wish by a crane. Some stories say you are granted by eternal good luck. They believe that the crane is mystical or holy creature and is said to live for 1,000 years. They also create a kite. It is an assembled or joined aircraft that was traditionally made of silk or paper with a bowline and a resilient bamboo.
Now, let us check what you have learned in this lesson. Get a pen and a piece of paper and answer this activity.
Number 1, it is the reddish-purple face, likewise shows a just and noble character. The answer is Lian po. Number 2, these landscape paintings are strongly influenced by Taoist and Buddhist philosophy. A. Korean landscape painting, B. Japanese landscape painting, C. Philippines landscape painting, or D. Chinese landscape painting. The answer is letter D, Chinese landscape painting. Number 3, in China, there is a way of appreciating painting. What is the word they use to express their opinion about the painting? A. Dochan, B. Duhua, C. Shaocheng, or D. Ducheng. The answer is letter B, Duhua. Number 4, it is a traditional Japanese popular drama with singing and dancing performed in a highly stylized manner. Letter A, Kabuki. Letter B, Peking Opera. Letter C, Mascara Festival. Or letter D, Wayang Kulit. The answer is letter A, Kabuki. And number 5, it is done with different colors in accordance with the performing character's personality and historical assessment. Letter A, Kumadori. B, Jingju Lian Po. Letter C, Sheng. Or D, Lian Po. The answer is letter B, Jingju Lian Po.
I hope you learn and enjoy our lesson about the selected artworks and artifacts in East Asia. Once again, this is Teacher Anne Klein, and always remember that being creative is not a hobby. It is a way of life. Happy learning! Bye!